And on the other end of the phone, I have got a Toastmaster, a live Toastmaster. Good morning, Duncan.
Good morning, Mark.
Now, Duncan, we're going to talk about Toastmasters for a little bit. In your opinion, what is Toastmasters?
Yeah, well, I think as the ad sort of just suggested, Toastmasters is, at its core, it's about helping people to improve their public speaking skills.
Okay.
But I think it's a little bit more than that. I mean, it's also a way of helping to improve your leadership skills, and it's also a way of undertaking something that you're a little bit afraid of in an environment that's very safe. And there's a good group of people there at Toastmasters, but we also like to have a little bit of fun as well.
Sure. Hey, I've been to a few where you walk away and your sides are splitting because you're either a humorous speech that makes you laugh or table topics that make you laugh. Now, what to expect when someone goes to Toastmasters? What should they expect there?
Yeah, I think that realistically what you should expect when you walk through the door of a Toastmasters club is that we are going to try and get people on their feet and speaking in front of others. So that is ideally the core of what we want to do, is get people to overcome that, to help them improve that confidence by practicing. And the only way to do that is to stand up in front of a group of others and to speak. And if you are new to Toastmasters, we like to sing a bit lighter, 30 seconds to a minute of speaking. And then you can gradually build up over time as your confidence improves, and you can deliver speeches of 3 to 5 minutes, and then, moving on to some of our more experienced speeches of 10 to 12 minutes in front of the group.
And I know, look, I've been in Toastmasters for about 6 years, and I know when I first joined, I didn't really need, I wasn't afraid of standing up in front of people, but I did need to keep my brain active because I've been retired now for a couple of years, and through Toastmasters, my brain is still active by creating speeches, by thinking quickly, things like that. Do you find the same for you, that you enjoy writing your speeches and researching them?
Yeah, there's two sort of parts to Toastmasters. The first is that sort of impromptu speaking, which is answering questions. So, if you're at a work meeting and you're sort of get asked by the boss a sort of tricky question, you're not sure how to diplomatically respond to it, Toastmasters is really good at sort of your ability to think on your feet and sort of come up with the answer that pleases everyone, that doesn't sort of put you in a bad position.
Sure.
And you're right, it's also good for that creative thinking as well. You would sort of like to focus on some of the storytelling abilities and things like that. But yeah, in terms of the speeches, look, I like researching the speeches, particularly when they're on topics that are important to me or something that I want to tell people about. I do like that sort of pre-prepared nature of the speeches as well. And there's a couple of contests coming up, so I might need to get writing for a couple of those, actually.
Yes, I'll probably be at one of those or two of those, because in the Eastern Division, and I'm an area director of Area Director 12, Area 12, and your area director, Tom Wild, we're all working at each other's contests, so there's a good chance, I hope, I'll see you at one of those contests.
I look forward to it.
Now, I know that job seeking is very hard these days because people have got to represent themselves in front of either 2 or 3 people asking them questions. Why do you want this job? What can you bring? Now, if you're down on confidence, that makes it very hard for you to clearly tell people why you should have that job. But through Toastmasters, they're helped, aren't they, to get their confidence up, their speaking ability up, and not only that, but that's through work, but also wedding speeches is a big thing as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, people come to Toastmasters for a sort of a very broad range of reasons, right? It could be you got your mate's wedding coming up in a few months, and you want to impress everyone with your best man speech, or maybe you're having a bit of trouble at work and you want to have that sort of confidence or a big presentation. I think, Toastmasters, it definitely helps to bring that confidence to you, so that when you need to speak in front of other people, you have that practical experience and you feel comfortable. I think one of the key things that I learned at Toastmasters is people want you to succeed. While you're up there speaking, whether it's a presentation or you're in an interview, they don't want to see you fail. But it's once you learn that through practice, that I think you've won half the battle in public speaking and selling yourself and the confidence that comes with it.
Yes. Now, how has Toastmasters helped you personally?
So I think when I remember I started Toastmasters in late 2019. I still remember the sort of fear and apprehension of walking through the door for the first time, getting up and doing the impromptu speaking parts and sort of, the shakes of the hands and the nervous voice coming through and just sort of wanting to sit down as soon as I stood up. But over time, consistency is key, coming on to the meetings, participating, always putting my hand up and being open to the feedback. The Toastmasters has a very big focus on positive and supportive feedback to let you know what you're doing really well and what are some of the things that you might be able to improve on for next time. And over time, you notice as you build these little tips and tricks together, you're able to really improve. So at my work, I work for New South Wales Government in the Treasury Department.
Okay.
And I've subsequently delivered presentations on work matters to very senior executives. There was a presentation I gave about 4 or 5 months ago that included the Minister for Customer Service, Minister Dominello, and his Chief Executive Officer of the Department of Customer Service and an array of other senior executives that I think I would have been way too nervous to even think about taking that on sort of a year and a half ago. But now I look forward to it. I gave another presentation to about 130 people in my work division. So yeah, it's sort of over time, once the fear, the shackles come off, you sort of actually look forward to it and you want to put your hand up and expose yourself to these opportunities to speak.
Exactly, Duncan, exactly. And now, if people want to get involved, I play ads for Toastmasters clubs because there's quite a few, and we're based around Lake Macquarie. Now, where does your club meet?
Yep, so we are located at Club Charlestown, and we meet every Monday at 6:30 p.m. So tonight, actually, if anyone's interested out there in coming down and visitors. So if you're a visitor to the club, we just like you to let us know if possible, and you can come in and sit down and observe our meeting, and there is an opportunity for a slight bit of participation if you want. Otherwise, you can come and sit down and watch us. So that's at Club Charlestown, Monday nights at 6:30.
Sure.
And the way to get in touch with our club is the best contact is Tom Wild, and his number, I can give that now, is 0499 071 866, or just go on the Alpha Toastmasters website. And we've got all the contact details there.
Excellent. Now, I know with all the clubs, and we've got so many interesting people that we meet, and looking at your resume with Toastmasters, you're the Sergeant at Arms, which you turf people out if they, especially with Tom around, and you're the treasurer there as well.
I am.
And you've been a member since, say, 2019. The reason you started really with Toastmasters is to improve your speaking, but you did a speechcraft course run by the Alpha Toastmasters, and that's what we were going to talk about today, but it's been booked out. So Tom suggested that you and I just talk about general Toastmaster type things. So isn't that good that people, that's 16 or 17 people will be attending this course?
It's really good. The Speechcraft course is just, for anyone listening, is just an introduction to Toastmasters. It's sort of a way of separate to our main meetings. But if you go on our website, we will have details about future Speechcraft courses. I think there'll be one again in July. So good to get your name down now for that if you're interested.
No, well, it's every club does run at least once a year. Alpha might do it 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah, do three, I think.
Yeah, 3 a year, which gives people a chance. They do the Speechcraft course. They can either have the opportunity of joining the club, and if they feel that they're going to get what they want out of Toastmasters, which most people do, don't they? Most people who come along realise, this is the organisation that can help me overcome my fear of public speaking and standing up in front of more than 3 people and talking. So Toastmasters is great. like I said before, I never thought I needed the confidence of that, but I certainly really enjoy the atmosphere, because it's a positive atmosphere that we're all in, isn't it, when you go to a meeting?
100%. I think after being there for a while, I guess now, I think some of the parts I really enjoy are watching other people sort of come along when you see people who start and they're really nervous, and, you know, it's 30 seconds is sort of difficult length of time to speak to. And then 5-6 months later, they're up there doing a 5-minute speech without notes.
Yes.
And you think, wow, that person has come so far, and it's just really great that we're able to help them improve their confidence and their abilities and translate that to their personal and work parts of life.
Sure. Spot on, Duncan. Look, thank you very much for taking the time today. Now, I know you're probably at work, unless you took a sickie, and I will catch up with you somewhere at some meeting or some contest. Good luck if you are entering the contest, because that's the goal of getting in and showing what you've learned. And I'm sure you'll do very well, Duncan. And we will chat again later in the year when you start your next Speechcraft course. We will talk about that again, okay?
Great. Thanks for your time, Martin.
Righto. Thanks very much, Duncan. Take care, mate. Bye.